Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Rotation by Riffclown. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, so in each row, each column and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have arrows in the grid. Arrows are attached to circles. So how does this work? Well, whatever digits are on the arrows, sum to the value in the circle. So if this was a 5, this could be, say, 1, 2, 2. Let's just pretend that's possible. So 2 plus 1 is 5, and there is a 5 in the circle. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right. Well, we actually can place a 2 immediately. These 2's look up. Placing that 2 on this arrow. So we want to think about, these arrows are all the same. They have 2 in the same box and then 1 outside of that box. So the way to think about this is, in general, the box could be a 1-2 pair, which adds to 3. And then the third cell could be a repeated 1. So the absolute minimum that these arrows can add to is 4. So in all of these that share the same property, right? 2 in a box, 1 outside of the box. They're all like that. So these are all from 4, 5, 6. Now, what can we do with that information? You can never put a 6 on one of these arrows, and in fact, you can't put a 5 on them either. So no 5s or 6s on these 3-celled arrows. We could get away with a 4 if we do it with a 1 and a 1. So again, pretend that 4 is not there. We could do 4, 1, 1, and that would add to 6. So all of these are 1 through 4. And this can't be 2 or 4. So it is a 1 or a 3 only. If it was a 3, this would have to be a 1-2 pair, and that would make this a 6. So 3 forces 6. Oh, but we cannot put a 2 on here. Okay. So the minimum this adds to is actually 4. So if this was a 3, that would be too big. That would be 7. So this has to be a 1. And now one of these is a 3. If this was a 3, this would be 1, and this would be 6. In fact, it can't be 1 or 2. It also can't be a 4 because this is already 6. So it actually must be a 3, and that makes this a 1 and this a 6. So these two cannot be 6. So this is limited to 4 or 5. Now remember that the minimum here, actually this can't be a 4 anymore because remember this can't have a 2 on it. So the minimum is a 1-3 pair. That already adds to 5. So that has to be what happens, and this is the 5. So that's not a 5. Now this is just a pair for the column. It is 3, 4. 4 is too big because this maxes out at 5 now. So this has to be a 3. And that's a 4. And now this has to be double 1 in order for us to, not exceed 5. So that's our 5. All right. This is 4, 5, 6. That's not a 6 and that's not a 5. This is 2, 4, 6. Remember, this can't be a 6. All right. 1, 3 pair. So this box needs a 2. Oh, the box needs a 6, which can be placed there. In fact, that was placed right from the start if you were thinking about 6 not being here. I wasn't really looking at that. This is a pair. In fact, we know the 3 goes here. And then this is a 5. And so then this is 2, 5, but the 5 tells us the order. That's 2 and 5. Okay. 3 in the corner celebrating a little bit ago. All right, we can place the 5 here. That's not a 2. That places the 2 here. So 4 is still, no, 4 is not viable. Require both of these to be 1, but this C is a 1. So 4 hasn't been viable for a while. That's a 6, that's a 4, that's a 6, that's a 4. Now this can't be 1 or 2, so it has to be 3, and that forces this to be 1. We get the 3 and the 1. This adds to 6, that's why this had to be 1. These two are the 3 and 6. We know the order. That's 6, that's 3. This is a 2 for the column. We get another 3 in the corner. And then this is a 4, and this is a 4. All right. Cool. Nice puzzle, Riffclown. I enjoyed that. These all ended up 5, 6s. It would have been cool to have one of them be 4, but it is quite restrictive. It's very forced to look at 4. So I guess it just didn't work out. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.